I mean, in The Bear, I feel like our cuts wouldn't work as well if we were like, okay, here's the scene in the kitchen, and imagine you can hear all the stuff going on in the background. Like, that's not really selling the full ambience and the full layers of what would be happening. When it went to our sound mixer, he was like, this is the best like temp sound mix I've ever gotten. And I was like, well, if everything was a oneer, I would get such a head start on that. Earlier in my career, I was like, we're going to have somebody else do the sound mix and design. Let's let them do it. They'll do it so much better than I do, which is absolutely still the case. But I think just appreciating how much having solid temp sound effects and a sound mix while picture editing really just gives you a better sense of, is your cut working? Is it not working? Like, I think a lot of times people might be like, oh, this keeps bumping me here. It must be something wrong with like the picture cut. And then you realize, oh no, it's just because you can hear like, the background audio changing. And as soon as you smooth it out and add like a sound effect, it makes such a big difference. And I mean, in The Bear, I feel like our cuts wouldn't work as well if we were like, okay, here's the scene in the kitchen, and imagine you can hear all the stuff going on in the background. Like, that's not really selling the full ambience and the full, layers of what would be happening. And a prime example of that is in season one, we have the one take episode where things are spiraling out of control. And even though that was a real oneer, I spent so much time doing all the sound mix of like, or temporary, sound design of like, what are all the different things that you would be hearing in the kitchen to make sure we could still reach this, level of stress and intensity that so far in the show we had always achieved with fast cutting. What if we didn't cut at all? Could we still achieve that? So it was really fun for me to, do a very detailed kind of temp sound design. And when it went to our sound mixer, Major Gianmaria, he was like, this is the best like temp sound mix I've ever gotten. And I was like, well, if everything was a oneer, I would, get such a head start on that. But yeah, it really is. I think it's so helpful in really understanding if a scene is working or not, just to do like some type of temp sound design. And that's something I would encourage any editor starting out is, okay, once you're feeling pretty good about the cut, spend 2 hours and like find like what that bone ringing sound effect is going to look like, put in like an ambience of what, the outside sounds like. And I think that really will make people even more impressed with your edit because they're not distracted by, oh, we should be hearing this here, or like you don't feel like you're fully immersed in the world. So definitely a worthwhile time, even if you're a picture editor. Definitely spend a fair amount of time on your audio too.